Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for the NXT Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man that will bring you all the wrestling happenings from the WWE Superstars of tomorrow, Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2383. Later on today, I'll be going back to the Whalen City Festival, and we got two more wrestling shows, and then that will be it, and it'll be the final Whalen City Festival report for 2020, for Whalen City Festival 2025, and then that's it. Back to reality tomorrow. And it's fun, but good things come to an end, unfortunately. So, but that's the way it is. But be well aware of that report when I get there. All right. First, we got to talk about. I sacrificed a lot of things to catch up with wrestling. Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, and AEW All In Texas. We're going to start with the Great American Bash first, and then we'll go from there. Javon Evans went one-on-one with Jasper Troy. I better get my... it was a heck of a matchup. Now, I would think that Jasper Troy would have the advantage in this... in this matchup. But, come to find out in the end... It is Javon Evans surprisingly won the matchup, so that's a shock to me. So I'm 0-1 in my picks so far. Jada Parker did address Evolution. Some of the women's division in NXT addressed Evolution because they'll be in part of that battle royal trying to win it. So Jada Parker addresses that. And Stacks, is talking about the family fight that will be happening this Tuesday, triple threat match between him, Tony D'Angelo, and Luca Crisafino. He wrote a list of contenders. He walked into the PC to talk to Matt Bloom about winning one of the contenders. Matt Bloom says, "Hey, well, good luck to you. Keep your head on the swivel." And then he turns around, because he put down the Heritage Cup, it's gone. Somebody stole it. We don't know who it was. And then Sarah Schreiber interviewed Sol Ruca and Zarya, which Sol Ruca has a huge opportunity to make a little history. This weekend, in fact. And in the end, so Zarya says she wants to get her hands on Paxley. So next matchup, the Women's North American title on the line: Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane. And Tatum Paxley gets involved. And Zarya decided, I've had enough of this. Spears the heck out of Tatum Paxley. Excuse me, I just woke up, so I'm trying to wipe everything off my eye. Sorry. Man, like I said, I didn't get much sleep last night. I had to cover all the other wrestling events because I was at the Whalen City Festival. In the end, though, Sol Ruca did retain the title. So that's, I'm 1-1 my predictions. Lola Vice, the lovely Lola Vice, addresses Evolution as she's part of that women's battle royal to see trying to win it. In fact, she and Santino Marella joined forces in AAA Mexico to challenge La Hydra and Mr. Iguana for the mixed tag team championships in AAA. So I think they retained the titles. La Hydra and Mr. Iguana. So, and Blake Monroe talking to Jordan Grace about being ready for this main event matchup, because that tag team match is the main event. And Blake Monroe calls Jordan Grace her muscle muffin. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. Blake Monroe, as Mariah May, she's like Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, and now Jordan Grace. I think Jonathan Gresham better be making some room. Anyways. And then the men's North American title on the line. I forgot to word it. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, falls count anywhere. They were beating the crap out of each other until Ethan Page pushed Ricky Saints right into Jasper Troy. And Jasper Troy got ticked off, slams him on one of those moving chests, and I was very shocked that Ethan Page did retain the title. I'm 1-2 in my picks and predictions. Good Lord. Anyways, so ain't that something? Then Luca Cristofino addressed Stacks and D'Angelo, and saying that he'll win the matchup. Something's going on with the D'Angelo family. We know Adriana Rizzo was the one that talked to Ava about the title shot. I mean, not the title shot, the matchup. So let me tell you, I think Adriana Rizzo knows something that we don't. I got a hunch that she's behind something. Knowing her about fed up with the family, she may have a new family when it's all said and done. And let's see. Excuse me there for a second. A little time here. Then there was the TNA World Contract signing on the behalf, while Santino Morello was off in AAA challenging for the Mixed Tag Team Championship in Lola Vice. Ava oversaw the contract signing. And then Joe Hendry said that, all three men talked their smack. And then what happened was they beat the snot out of Trick Williams and then put him through a table. But then Dark State showed up and attacked Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. So, Kaylani Jordan addresses Evolution. Again, congratulations to Kaylani Jordan. Her and Carmelo Hayes got engaged over the past weekend, over this past week. And congratulations to the two of them. And so she says she's going to stand out, and she knows she's going to be in the ring with Hall of Famers, legends, established stars, and she wants to be the one to stand out. And she says NXT is used to being the underdog brand. So we'll see what happens in this matchup, in this women's battle royal tonight on Evolution. Tony D'Angelo addressed Stacks and Luca, and then he says, Stacks, you better beware, you'll be going in a little light. He stole the Heritage Cup and threw it in the river, a la Stone Cold Steve Austin. Did it with the Rock's Intercontinental title, and The Rock did it with the Stone Cold Smoking Skull championship belt. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops, and I think will the Heritage Cup be phased out? I know it was for the European rules and stuff, and could a championship belt replace it? Who knows? We'll see what happens this Tuesday night on NXT. And then Josh Briggs talking to Yoshiki Inamura, and Josh Briggs like pep talking him, you got this. Yoshiki goes, I want to be a man of honor. I want to do this myself, so don't get involved. So, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura. And during the matchup, Briggs hits Femi with the title, and Inamura questions Briggs, but fortunately for Inamura, Obafemi retains the title. I'm 2-2 in my picks, which is not that bad. Then Trick Williams confronts Ava about what to do with Dark States. I have nothing to do with Dark States. Says, okay, you're gonna prove yourself that y'all gonna be in a 6-man tag against Dark State. Who's y'all? So Trick Williams has to team up with the two opponents from Slammiversary, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana against Dark State. Who are the three of the four members going to face them? Possibly Griffin, Osiris Griffin, Cutler James, and Dion Lennox. Because Shotgun Sugar's been like the mouthpiece for that team. Just saying. Then Sarah Schreiber interviews Obafemi, and he gives Inamura his props. Inamura came up and was, I apologize for Briggs. It was a great matchup. Thank you for the challenge. And then Obafemi says, okay, you're good. You're an honorable man. I'll give you a rematch. Nice, let's go respect. And then Josh Briggs arguing with Femi to the point where security has to come in. Boy, and interesting enough, Ben Buchanan, a.k.a. Brooks Jensen, says, what do we do? And it had hashtag Great American Bash and all that. Would Briggs and Jensen reunite since Jensen's been kicked out of the culling? Who knows? Then the women's tag match, Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe to face the Fatal Influence team of the women's champ, NXT women's champ JC Jane, and Fallon Henley, the former women's North American champion. And during the matchup, Jasmine Nix gets involved, but then the TNA Knockouts champ Masa Slamovich evens the score, and Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe pick up the victory. I am 3-2 in my picks and predictions for NXT Great American Bash. So that is it for today's episode of the show. Next up will be will be AEW All In. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do Saturday Night's Main Event from last night. All right? So I'll see you later. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.